you find yourself in Excel doing ad hoc analysis, writing small reports or summaries, needing to print those on a fairly routine basis, you probably are like me. You had to go in and change your print settings every single time you opened up a new workbook and put a few numbers down and wanted to print it. So we made this cool little macro that's going to auto size and print for us with a one-click button. It'll take us about 8 minutes, so let's get started. Macros are pretty sweet because you can record them. So in this one, we're going to go ahead and just record our macro. We will not have to do any custom coding. So it's a very simple and good kind of a first-time user introduction, really. We're going to come into macros and record a macro. I'm going to call it print one page. Hit OK. So now I'm starting to record. I have this little stop button down here that will stop recording the macro when we're done. From now on, everything I click, anything I'm typing, is going to be recorded in our VBA code for us. So here's my report. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control P to bring up the print menu. This is the default Excel print settings. So I have a print orientation of portrait, which I do not want. Now I have 2 pages here. Nope, don't want that. I want to adjust my orientation. I want to adjust my margins. And I want to make sure this fits on one page each and every time. So I usually start by going to Page Setup, Fit to One, Landscape. Let's play with our margins. I would have to do this every time I wanted to print something, which for me was usually several times a day. There. That's about how I want it to look. It's just quick and simple. I'm not spending a lot of time on it, but again, the important things to me was it prints on one page and is landscape. It looks good. I want to fit as much as I can on this page. Now the caveat to this, of course, is I'm using that fit to one page. So if I have 50 rows and 50 columns out there, it's going to shrink all of that into this one page, therefore sacrificing font size. So it may be impractical for a larger work area or a larger sheet, but if you're doing something relatively small you want to have a simple report on, this is a great solution. So now that we have our print settings the way we want, I'm going to PDF right now just so we can see it. I will print. Call this labor. I'll open it up, and we have our one-page printed report. All right, I'm now going to stop the macro because that's what I wanted to accomplish. Now stopped, let's go into Visual Basic. See what we have. Here, print one page, so we know we're in the right spot in our module 1 by default. There's a lot here. So don't be upset or confused, intimidated really by this. We did not change all of these. These are a lot of the print options that are available. We've set things to false, true, orientation, landscape was one thing we set. Here are the margins that originally were there, and then I went in and changed them to 0.25 all the way around. So this is just recorded all the print options available and then specifically what we have changed. So I'm not going to clean this up. We could get rid of these or a lot of these things that are not very important to us, but that's okay. Let's leave it. It's simple and we'll accomplish what we need. So the next step, we could stop here, but I didn't want to have to go into view macros, and then run. For me, that's still extra clicks. So I would just want to have a button up here, and I've used the shield before. I'm going to go ahead and come in here to the customize option, and you can see I already have this set up. Pretend it's not there. I'm going to come into the macros. I can see my print one page shows up. I want to add that. And then I want to change the button because I really don't want it to be that. I do like the shield, and so I'm going to stick with that for this macro. Hit OK. And now this will appear for you. Quick test again. I've done my report. I just want all this to fit on one page. Landscape look halfway decent. So let's just run up here, click my shield. It's now going to ask what I want to save as. I'm going to say labor 1. Let's open it up, and there we're done. Super simple. It gives me my default print options I want. If you save this in your personal macro workbook, which I encourage, which is what I have done for my own personal work, then do that, and it will stick with every workbook that you're opening or working in, and make it super simple to print out a quick one-pager, as we call it. Good luck with it, and let us know what you think. Thanks.